So I want to zoom out for a second, and not lose the forest for the trees. This whole idea of visual reasoning that's been unleashed by VLMs, is really an explosive idea, and I think people maybe have sometimes a hard time imagining what sorts of applications and use cases can really be built on top of this new technology and what it's really unlocked for us. Can you run us through some of the most exciting applications and examples that you're looking forward to folks building on Moondream?
Yeah, I'm as excited as you are about this. One of the things about being an open source project is you end up becoming like this lightning rod or a magnet for all sorts of use cases that you've never heard of. Our customers really educate us a lot about like, oh, I went and prompted the model in this weird way and it actually worked. I'm like, wow, I didn't think that could happen.
What's an example of that?
I'll give you a couple, but zooming back for a second, there's been industries that have traditionally been very heavy at deploying computer vision. It's like spaces where it really mattered, like retail, manufacturing, where you've had such a need for vision to where you were willing to previously invest tens of millions of dollars deploying these solutions. With
You mean
VLMs,
for like defect tracking or something
yes.
like that in manufacturing, perhaps?
Yeah. And it used to be that you had to hire a team of like PhD ML researchers, a team to annotate a bunch of data, they train a model. It was expensive. And they like if you fail, like it was a very expensive failure to explain to your CEO. VLMs have really democratized this. So like any developer with an idea can now, through prompting, build vision AI apps. And it's been a very wide range. We're seeing people doing very interesting things in broadcasting that weren't happening before. There's computer use, obviously, which wasn't possible before with traditional vision systems because you need more reasoning. But it's also a long tail. Like for example, we once heard from a rancher who sometimes had errant cows, like cows that had escaped the facility, and he just wanted to fly a drone over and detect when something unexpected is in the scene. And those cases we find really interesting because it's a new market that has opened up that wasn't able to use automated vision understanding before.
Yeah, I mean, I've been investing in ML and CV type technologies for a long time. And when I think of the lift that it would take to get a proper CV application or model trained and off the ground and deployed in production, it was a huge effort. And this is just a few years ago. And so to think of how much advancement and new applications will be unlocked that are now cost effective and even possible where it just wasn't a few years ago is really fascinating. And I'm looking forward to that future.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't understand how complicated it is to solve relatively simple vision tasks. Like, let's say you have a camera feed in a factory and you want to know if a worker is without a safety vest for more than 30 seconds so you can alert someone. That requires like a person detection model. It requires like, is person wearing PPE model?
Yeah.
You need to build some stateful infrastructure. Like, okay, there's tracking, like who were the people? Okay, and was this person? It's like many, many steps. And it sounds easy because we're so good at vision. We don't appreciate how hard it is for a machine to simulate what we're doing.
That's a great example. Well, Vic, I'm really looking forward to hearing your talk at the conference. Thanks for spending time with us in advance of AI Council.
Yeah, of course. Appreciate it.